You have to marry the process and divorce the result. And I think we can all appreciate that recruiting is a process. At the end of the day, it's all about new blood. What's that mean? New people, new excitement. But the question is, are you filling your funnel? Like, I'm always filling my funnel. I'm always talking to new people. I have my follow-up book, and my goal is to fill this up as quickly as possible. If I'm not recruiting, it's my fault. I'm not popping the question, or I'm only talking products, or I'm only building rapport. Like, you got to fill the funnel. This is why so many of you suck at recruiting, because you're not talking to people. And the truth is, most of the people you talk to are going to say no. This is called normal. I get ignored. By the way, I even get ignored and ghosted by people that actually enroll. I enrolled like 5 or 6 people last month, and I got some people that joined that literally have done nothing, or they joined and then they vanish. It's like the aliens abduct them. And then finally they start engaging and responding, and they're like, I'm loving the products. And it's like, yeah, but you haven't done anything. Like, you haven't done any videos, posts, curiosity posts. You haven't told your story. They're not showing up. And then there's some people that come in guns blazing. They're putting you in chats. They're ATMing their face off. And then 30 days in, 60 days in, they just stop. I gave it a try, and it's like, that's not how it works. You have to commit to the process. You have to grow you if you want to grow your bank account. And by the way, I quit a whole bunch. I just didn't tell anybody. And my mentor would say, don't get frustrated, get fascinated. Don't be bitter, get better, right? Those income producing activities. By the way, there's phase 1 focused on talking to new people, talking to prospects, talking to customers, potential customers, new recruits, right? Talking to new people. This is the new blood I was talking about. Talking to new people. It's easier to give birth than it is to revive the dead. But stop chasing people and start talking to new people. Now, I'm not saying not to follow up, but if you've been following up with someone for months and they're just not pulling the trigger, they're not making a decision, next. Some will, some won't, some wait, so what next? Phase 2 is you get into management mode. You start managing your team and you stop doing the building activities. And this is a very common mistake that I see. So if you say, well, I've recruited a bunch of people and they're doing nothing, or, I brought in a bunch of customers and they're not reordering or they're not referring people, that's fine. Just keep talking to new people. Like, listen, let me ask you this. Are new people joining your company? Yes, John, every day. Are people rank advancing? Are people growing? Are people winning? Follow the people that are on the leaderboards. Follow the people that are showing up, because they will inspire you. My top people inspire me every day. I'm inspired by the new people. Why? Because when you're new, you have big dreams, big goals. You haven't faced any rejection yet. You just got started. I love friending up the new people, welcoming the new people, congratulating the new people, recognizing the new people. Now, you might say, well, only new people? No, we recognize people who have been around for years also. The ones that are actually working, they're doing the do. Now, listen, I will love on anybody, recognize anybody, but I'm going to focus on the ones that are running, that are growing, that are building. So you got to posture up. You got to get better. You got to develop your language, that habit, that skill of popping the question all the time. Not being afraid of someone making fun of you, rejecting you, ignoring you. Most of you aren't even earning $1,000 a month, and shame on you. Because if you don't figure out a way to make money and get a check with a comma, how are you going to inspire other people to make money? How are you going to inspire other people to build a business when you're just playing with this thing? Hobbies don't pay the bills. This is a business. It's not a hobby. It's a business. Right? You're building a freaking empire. Like, let's go. This is why you suck at recruiting. You're not popping the question. Become a better question asker. Like, when someone says they're interested in the products, ask them why. What is your goal? What other programs have you tried? If they say they want to make money, awesome. Have you ever done anything like this before? Thought about starting your own business? Have you ever done sales and marketing or anything entrepreneurial? How much money do you want to make? Why do you want to make an extra $400 a month? Why do you want to make an extra $1,000 a month? Get them talking. Doing what you're doing right now, how long is it going to take you to fire your boss? Doing what you're doing right now, how long is it going to take you to lose that 50 pounds? Doing what you're doing right now, how long is it going to take you to pay off your student loans or your credit card debt or buy that second home? Probably never. Great. When did you want to get started? When did you want to get started? Do you want to get started right now or later tonight? I don't know if I have the money. Look, I get it. Feel, felt, found. I know exactly how you feel. I felt the same way. I didn't have the money to get started, but then I realized that's exactly why I need to get started, because if a year from now I'm in the exact same situation, I'm going to be pissed. So I need to find the money, right? It's interesting how many people, if you just relate to them, if you just get them talking, because listen, the reason people are not joining you or responding to you, here's the truth. Number one, they don't want to get their hopes up. They're afraid to get excited. They're afraid to fail. The other reason is they don't trust you. You're just like every other salesperson, every other, network marketer, pyramid schemer, MLM. That's how they look at you. It's just the truth. So you don't want to come across as an infomercial. You don't want to come across as having commission breath. This is why so many of you are riding the struggle bus. Because I know it's like kind of contradicting. It's like, well, I don't have commission breath, but then I need to pop the question every day. I get it. And I will say this, I would rather you come on too strong than not come on at all. Ooh, that sounds funny, right? But does that make sense? How many of you remember dating? If you were attracted to a guy or a girl and you're like, oh my gosh, like I really want, like you can't just sit back hoping they ask you, sit back twiddling your thumb. I hope they ask me on a date. No, you'd have to be proactive. So I know it's awkward sometimes. And some of you go, I suck at small talk. So do I. That's why I don't do it. Hey, Sarah, how are you? How's the family? What have you been up to? Would love to catch up. It's not rocket science. That's starting a conversation. That doesn't mean you go straight for the jugular in the first message, because then you're just like every other scammer, spammer, MLMer, salesperson they've met. Make sense? You have to figure out a way to start more conversations and then have a goal. In my opinion, if you don't pop the question 25 times a week, 100 times a month, you are not working hard enough. Who are you following up with if you're not talking to people about the products or opportunity? Or you're like, well, I'm posting on social media. I'm doing my videos. Well, your videos are probably kind of boring and kind of suck. You have to embrace the suck. We all start at suck. So share more value, more passion, more energy. You got to be louder, prouder, bolder. You got to get outside your comfort zone. That's where success lives. Some of you just have a big old ego and a teeny tiny bank account. And what weighs more, your ego or your bank account? Ego stands for edging God out. You got to get over yourself. You have to snap out of it because it's not about you. How many of you are talking to people all by yourself? You got to get yourself out of the way. That's the other thing. Don't be a fool. Use the tools. That's why you have an upline. That's why you have a mentor. Get them. If you're not introducing your prospects, even at my level, smoking it, crush it. I've been here almost 9 years. I still put every single person I add into my follow-up book, I put them in a chat on Messenger. Every single person. And it's just like a three-way call. It's me, my prospect, and then I put about 3 or 4 other leaders in the chat. I want my person to meet these 4 people, because here's my thing. If they say no to me and they never met anybody else, I don't know if they said no to the opportunity or if they just said no to me because they couldn't see past me, because they go, well, I can't talk like John. I can't do what John does. John's always doing videos and John's always doing right? And with a lot of I put my leaders in chats. I do it for multiple reasons. One, because they're like, damn, John's putting me in chats and I'm not putting John in chats. What am I doing? But also, it's really great because everybody kind of feeds off of each other. You're literally teaching the system by doing the system. And the reason our team has dominated through every challenge we've dealt with, all the adversity over the last almost 9 years, our team is still having record months and crushing, and one of the best organizations in all of network marketing, because we just focused on mastering the mundane, adding people to the groups, tagging them in the videos, setting up chats on Messenger. It's not rocket science. We're not doing a bunch of Zooms and 3-way calls and all that old school ish. I want to recruit more people. How many people did you talk to today? Oh, today's been busy. Okay. What about yesterday? What about this week? How many people did you talk to this week? Well, I did some videos. That's not an income producing activity. I know that's confusing. An income producing activity is talking to new people about your products or opportunity. And if they're not coming to you, you got to reach out to them. So I just got really good at popping the question. Hey, I'm launching some new teams right now. Hey, we got a special promo happening right now. Hey, we've been working with a lot of school teachers just like you. This is language you can use. Hey, you're a school teacher. We work with school teachers. Hey, you're a realtor. Right now, there's a lot of realtors getting involved in our business because they want another income stream, because they're open to residuals. They keep their income options open. Are you familiar with residual income? Tell them your reason why and ask them if they would be open to taking a look. Now, you might say, well, John, I don't really like leading with the business. Cool. Lead with the product. Lead with what you're excited about. You excited about collagen? Talk about collagen. Tell them why you chose this collagen. What's the collagen going to do for you? Because people relate to people. You got to have a story. Compliment them. Tell them, hey, I thought of you because. If you're open, cool. If not, no big deal. Some of you overthink this too much. the problem is you're like hearing me and you're like, I can't talk like that. I couldn't talk like this either 22 years ago. I had to develop this ability. I told you why people ignore you and say no, right? They don't want to get their hopes up. They don't want to waste their money. They don't want to be embarrassed. They don't want to waste their time. They don't trust you. They don't trust the business. They've never tried the product. It's a process. I look at it like it's a game, and it's a game I want to win.